Checkmate. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Azura, and today, by the request of a comment left by Mr. Rainbow Boy, cool name by the way, today we are continuing to dive into my relatively casual overview of the agents in Valorant. It's officially become a series. I'm a bit surprised myself, but I like making these things, so I ain't complaining. So, who are we covering today? Well, today we are covering the man with no face, a history of more holes in it than Swiss cheese, and a gameplay style that is slower than that of your average Valorant agent. Someone who can lock down a site and prevent site rushes on the same level as a Killjoy, along with a few tripwires, some cages, and a sentient hat for some reason. You have Cypher, the 4D chess machine. Let's get into it, shall we?
Nobody escapes me, but they'll try.
The Moroccan information broker. Cypher is a one-man surveillance network who keeps tabs on the enemy's every move. No secret is safe. No maneuver goes unseen. Cypher is always watching. This is such an accurate synopsis and pretty much describes Cypher down to a T. The man is a walking surveillance network bundled up into a gameplay package that is unique, to say the least. Where you rely less on your raw mechanical skill and micro game in Valorant, Cypher allows you to play a more methodical, macro-focused game with his kit. Creative utility placements and clever lineups that make playing Cypher less of an FPS and more of an RTS. Just bear with me, you'll understand where I'm going from here. So what allows Cypher to play this more methodical style of gameplay? His abilities, of course. Starting off with his two basic abilities, Trapwire and Cyber Cage. Trapwire is a key element of his anchor and lurking playstyle. With two charges both costing 200 credits each, Cypher equips his trapwires, allowing them to be aimed and placed down at creative angles. Getting caught in these trapwires trigger a two-stage process. The first stage is the initial snare. Crossing the wire causes the trap to trigger, slowing, tethering, and revealing the target in real time for the duration of 1.5 seconds. During this time, a wind-up is triggered. After the wind-up is complete, the second stage of the ability will trigger, inflicting 5 damage and a 3-second concuss, allowing for your team to get easy pickings. But to be honest, most of the time, the sorry sap caught with the snare usually destroys it instantly, or dies if more than 2 people are watching the same angle. Cypher can also pick up his trapwires and redeploy them elsewhere if he so chooses. Oh, you got snared? Oh boy, you die now! After witnessing multiple people get snared by the same trap trying to enter tree on ascent multiple times, it made me realize just how crazy this ability is when enemies try to funnel, especially through a single entrance. If someone gets caught and isn't able to destroy the trap in time, they are not in for a good 3 seconds after that. I have been both a victim and someone who has inflicted this ability on players, and yeah, it's really annoying. Super annoying. Like, do not get caught by this. It is not fun. Cypher's second ability is Cyber Cage. With 2 charges costing 100 credits each, Cypher instantly tosses a Cyber Cage in front of him and can reactivate the ability to create a zone that blocks vision and plays an audio cue when enemies pass through it. For how simple this ability is, Cypher's Cage is an excellent piece of utility for the information alone. When it comes to the audio cue it plays, when you use it, pair it with trapwires, and you have a fairly scary way to lock down an entrance of a site. You hear where they come from, you see them when they get snared, and I'm going to be honest, it always makes me wary when I play against a Cypher that can lock down a site like that. You can also pick up and redeploy Cyber Cage at the start of a round. After that barrier drops, your placement is permanent. Cypher's signature ability is Spy Cam. Cypher equips a Spy Cam and can place it down anywhere as long as the camera silhouette is blue. Once placed down, Cypher can reactivate this ability to take control of the camera's view. While in the view, Cypher can fire a marking dart. This dart will reveal a still image of the player struck every 2 seconds until the dart is either removed or the player dies. This ability can be redeployed in a different location. It has a 15-second cooldown if it's recalled, and a 45-second cooldown if it's destroyed. Ever wanted to play FNAF, but instead of worrying about robots with questionable designs and the smell of dead corpses, you have to worry about Valorant players? Honestly, being able to flick through the camera view in Cypher makes for some very interesting gameplay. Really plays into the whole eye in the sky type of gameplay that permeates the very core of Cypher's gameplay philosophy and identity. Just don't get caught being in the camera. Always use cover before using the camera. There's been a couple of times I've nearly gotten domed from using the camera instead of paying attention to an angle with a Vandal. It's happened more than I'd like to admit. Cypher's ultimate is Neural Theft, with a cost of 6 points. Cypher can use this on a dead enemy to download information for his team. After a 2-second wind-up, the first reveal occurs, revealing the last location of any living enemy on the team in that moment. After another 4 seconds, a second reveal occurs. Cypher's ultimate is deceptively strong. 2 reveals of where the enemy is makes for amazing information for the team, from lurking, to rotations, to retakes, to just someone ratting in a corner. Cypher's ultimate is one where you hear that voice line, you get a sense of, oh no, oh no. Plus, Atlas Cypher is both a blessed and a cursed thing to look at. That's about the gist of his gameplay and his abilities. Let us move on to his personality and design. And I'm gonna be honest, I really do like his personality and design.
For a moment, I saw them.
Aside from his real name, not much is really known about Cypher regarding his background and how he got to Valorant. Though one thing is for certain, his secrecy is something that is more of a survival mechanism than how he usually is. Or it's usually how he is. Really, it depends on the two. From his voice lines alone, you can tell the man is in a great amount of pain. From his quotes about losing family to doing whatever it takes to protect his new family. One thing is known from Cypher's past, his wife Nora and his unnamed child. Nothing is really known about these two. If they're alive, dead, missing. Nothing is known. That was until the blackmail dossiers Fade had cultivated during episode 4, and it reads as such. Your safe houses are quite comfortable, Amir. The basement in Rabat, the Tangier apartment, your lovely den in Marrakesh. Such hospitality. Already your mind is churning. You'll abandon these compromised locations, start again, hide deeper, cease to exist. And your face, you've considered revealing it to those closest to you, but no, too risky. The mask stays on, because what's another year without Nora seeing your eyes, or sharing a smile with your little one? Due to how Fade phrased that last paragraph, it's heavily implied that Cypher had to go underground to protect his wife and child, to keep them alive, something that any father would do if they had to. As painful as it all is, it ties back into the pain of loss that he has had to deal with, and is still dealing with. However, due to the Valorant protocol, Cypher has been able to form strong ties with fellow agents within the protocol itself. While he might not see eye to eye with some agents such as Sova, who, as a character, is one that values honesty to an utmost degree, but he's on better terms with agents such as Killjoy and Phoenix, even giving them cute nicknames such as Little Engineer for KJ and Little Star for Phoenix. However, the strongest connection he has is actually Fade herself, due to her powers and ability to gather information on even Cypher himself, impressed him. It impressed him so much that it led to him suggesting to Brimstone to recruit Fade into the Valorant protocol. And ever since, they've both shared a strong mutual respect for one another, and even what some might call a good friendship. Cypher's story is one of pain, loss, and the resolve of a man to do what he needs to do in order to protect his family. One of the best ways this can be reflected is within his design itself, especially of what he wears. Cypher is what happens when you take a 1950s private investigator and mix it with cutting-edge technology and the mind of an expert strategist. Reinforced armor plating around his shoulders, elbows, and knees, his magnetic gloves allowing him to pick up his gadgets from range without the need of radionite powers, the utility belt with multiple pouches for his equipment. Cypher's design is a perfect blend of practicality and style. His iconic white coat and hat as the perfect canvas backdrop for the details, ranging from brass and bronze to different shades of blue. Once again, and I give Riot full props for this, they absolutely nailed it with his character design. So alongside all of this, what are my closing thoughts on Cypher?
I saw your secrets. They made you weak.
After doing the research and having a couple of Valorant sessions on Cypher, I understand why people gravitate towards him as an agent, and the character for that matter. He's a unique playstyle that when executed properly can be an oppressive force to play against, especially in the right hands. Alongside his backstory, design, personality, and just the absolute swag this man has. People still say swag? Whatever. It makes for something that has an air of mystique and leaves a lot to interpretation, especially to the players themselves, making for some excellent theory crafting in advance, and open-ended storytelling is surprisingly effective when it's executed well. While Sentinels are not really an agent class I play, preferring to play more controllers and initiators than anything else, Cypher has made me realize that a slower, more methodical playstyle can be something to enjoy, more than the fast-paced, balls-to-the-wall playstyle that other agents provide, especially the faster agents like Jet and Neon. However, as much as I would love to continue to waffle on Valorant and its characters, I should be getting back to doing whatever it is I was doing. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video, whatever that might be. If you want me to cover something specific, like a specific agent, or cover something else entirely, do let me know. I'll be chilling somewhere, if it be my Discord, the Twitch, or any of the other socials that I use. But I digress, I've got to get running. It's been Azura, and I'm signing off. Later!